Pa. Pa is mean auntie, aunt. And that's me. And that's my classmate. I'm looking like a weirdo there.
こんにちは。こんにちは。สวัสดีครับสวัสดีครับสวัสดีครับสวัสดีครับこんにちはこんにちははいป้าです名前はリリコリンタロウハッピーおい買い物も値段もことやって1ドルだけ結構か ลูกค้ามาให้เขาประทับใจมากลูกค้าเอาสบู่มาให้ครับมาแลกอีเมลเพราะว่าเขาเคยไปไทยแล้วไปเที่ยวเชียงใหม่แล้วก็อยากรู้จักกันไว้ครับ
Okay. That's it. What do you think about this? Like last class, we're talking about like the local convenience store, right? Which is how can they survive in during like the big money business all around the world, like 7-Eleven, Family Mart. Why? Those kind of modern convenience shops still existing all around the city, but why still local um convenience store still existing, and why it related to people's life, right? We think about that, and um, we remember, right? Yo-Yo just told us like this could be a tactic, and I agree. Like once we know the strategy of the big money of the government, they want to develop the city as a city. So everything was creating for modern, and then take away the communities. The old community was gone. The old local show was gone because they can never fight for the big money move. But still, in the gap of the city, in the local old area, in the suburb, we still have like this kind of local shop. And this is the graduate student project, which is I was participate with. So what do you think about this? Maybe, Zoe. Zoe, what do you think of?
Hello.
Hello, what do you think about the clip that I just showed you? Have you watched it before? Never, right?
Yeah, never.
How do you think
It's
about this? Mhm.
I think it's super interesting. Like I saw
Mhm.
you're selling some like Thai local traditional things,
Mm.
and I think it seemed like people love your store.
Yeah, it's everyone love my store, but not just for
Yeah.
the design, right? They didn't like the design
Uh-huh.
at all. They didn't like my clothes at all, but they love the relationship between me and the user, right?
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
what what do you think? Like, what is the tactic of pa? Pa is mean aunt, right? Aunt, auntie. Most of the local shop have like old women who
Yeah.
bossy, who know everything in the community, sit there and know everything organized in the shop. And what do you want? Okay, I will find for you. And what is the tactic that Pa, Auntie, or me use for making the user more relate to the shop? What do you think? What is the tactic?
It means that relationship between the
Yes,
user and the store, right?
yeah. What is the trick? What is the trick or tactic that Pa use for making the people walk by or walk past, come to the shop, and then talking, and then naturally buy something?
I think yeah, I think in my memory, I think
Mm,
Ba looks
mm,
more, more closer
mm.
and more familiar compared with the sales in the 7-Eleven.
Ah,
Like
right,
Ba can
right.
talk with you like everything, but if you went to 7-Eleven, like you just pay money and you go. But Ba is kind of like you can
Mm-hmm,
talk with her as a friend. You can talk more.
mm-hmm.
It's more free, I think, compared with
That's true,
other
right?
store.
When compare, do you have pa aunt in Chinese? How do you call?
Yeah, yeah. We call it 老板娘. It means
Uh,
like boss wife.
or Lao Banyang?
Yeah, yeah.
Lao Banyang or Pa or Ba Sang. In we have this kind of thing in Asian country because like the
Uh-huh.
girls always bossy. The girls knew everything because the girls, the woman, the wife own the shop, own the house. So that's why Pa or learn something that you just mentioned or Ba Sang know everything and she and which mean I which mean me um try to connect with people by greeting, right? Greeting,
Yeah, yeah.
talk with the
Greeting.
people like a human, not just like the worker in the convenience store, like good morning, like irashaimase, like a
Mm-hmm.
robot. We not do that, right? But
Yeah,
the apparent, the way that Pa talk or everything is more human natures. So that's why people just get into. And what else?
yeah.
What else? Try to think about like the design because we are architect, right? The design about spaces, or maybe like the design about programming. What do you think? There, what else?
Mm, design.
Hmm.
Okay,
Like,
think of like my local store. I
mm,
think I always put, some candy, some like kids love, the things kids love
mm,
in front of
shop,
the store.
mm,
Yeah, so
yeah,
every time, kids pass, even though
mm,
they don't want to buy it, but if they see it and they want to like, oh mom, buy this for me. I think
yeah,
there's some trick like the bar they know. And also some like and it depends on where the store is. If it located around the school, and bar also try to
mm,
think what students need or
mm,
maybe what teachers need and put in the most obvious um,
mm,
position
yeah. I
to
think
attract people.
I think that is related to architecture very much because like we have to put something attract our own user, our own friend first, right?
Yeah,
And then we
yeah,
we didn't feel like we get into the shop, but the things always related to us before we get into the shop. Like they put the product nearby us, like maybe
yeah,
outside of the shop, maybe like you can see it easily, and you never feel like you get into the shop because the product trick us to come inside the shop naturally, right?
yeah,
And I think the mechanic of this kind of thing, because Pa know those kids, know what those kids want to play, know what is activity, know what is contact nearby. Like just you said, like it's nearby school. So that means the in 4 p.m. or 3 p.m. they will get out for buy something, for eat, for play. So
yeah,
so they know their own the nature of user, and that's why they adaptive to make a design. And this is have no such kind of thing in the book. In the modern book, we have no such kind of thing. But this is contemporary design, which is no one never explain it, or like can make it or can make it just like one kind of things. It's localism. It's different in different diversity culture, even Thai, China, even we look like this, but it's different. Okay, thank you, Yo-Yo. Thank you, Zoe, for talking to me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You find something that trick people, just put something to attack and then get into it. Maybe Yo-Yo. I mentioned Yo-Yo with
Hi.
Yo-Yo.
Yeah, I'm
What
here.
do you think, like, what is a tactic that Pa, which is mean me, use in this shop to gain more money, to make people buy my shop, buy my product in the shop?
One I think is the familiar. I think when I close to this shop, like because I saw it beginning when I was a child, so
Mhm.
it has a family feeling for me. I want to close it, and for the bar, like the owner, I think it's friendly because it's
Mm,
friendly and give us a family feeling. So we like it. We all like it.
mm. And it's if it's real things, right? If it is local shop for real life, this could be open for many long time. So that's why bar or the owner know people around there. But this video that I just showed you is flea market, is school market, and no one know me because I'm a Thai student, right? I'm not Japanese student. And what is the trick that I make people to get in or talk to me? This is so um interesting because I put the board on it. This one, I put the board on it, and I just said like, if you say something to me, there will have something wonderful happen. Like, please say hi to me, because in the Japanese nature, they never speak, they never say hi to the strangers, even like in the shop or anything. It's like they are protect themselves. Like it's culture different. They're not like Thai, they're not like Chinese, right? So that's why I have to tell them that say something to me, or maybe and something miracle will happen. And then once they greeting something to me like สวัสดีครับ konnichiwa, or anything to me, I give them this one. I give them a souvenir before they buy anything. I give them first. But the thing that I just gave them is very cheap, like maybe 5 baht or 10 baht, which is mean like 30 yen, which is mean nothing to money. But once they get it, they feel like, whoa, you give something to me as a gift. So I want you to pay back. So I have to buy something to you. That a trick in the for
Ah,
for business, right? So they feel like, oh, you give something to me, oh, I want to buy something. And the second surprise that the thing on the shop is so cheap compared with the Japanese
yeah.
money, right? Everything
Yeah.
like 100 yen is they could never buy anything with 100 yen. But 100 yen in Thailand, you can buy many things. So they will feel like, whoa, why does it cheap? And then like this. Have you seen this kind of thing before, Yo-Yo?
Which one?
This one.
Uh, it's a powder. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. I know the Pond's powder, like
Uh-huh.
in the Thailand shop everywhere. But this one, I didn't see it. Yeah, but I think it must be the traditional one, right?
Yeah. Do you think what is the weather in Thailand? We have like hot
Yeah,
and rain.
hot
It's
and
so
wet.
hot. It's so hot almost a year, right? This is a cooling powder. It's a cooling powder. Once you get hot or feels like exhausting, you have to take a shower and then put this powder on your skin. You will feel cold because it's cooling powder.
Oh,
Yeah, you feel cold. You have to try once. It's very interesting feeling. And this is just 100 yen. And people, what is this? And then I try them. They buy, everyone would like to buy it because it's very funny. Because they never have such kind of thing. Because the summer they don't have such kind of this cooling powder. This is so culture different. So that they want to buy something which is cheap and new for them. And the price that I just told them, the price that I just put on the shelf is the price that I plus with the profit. But once I know them, I talk to them, I discount them to lower price. But I still got I still got profit. You know what I mean, right? I still got profit, but I put the price more. And once they know me, I ask them that I discount for you. So they feel like, whoa, it's double, double, double. And and they surprised, what, 100 yens? And of course, like this one, this kids, right? I told this kid like, when you buy 100 yen, you will get 5 piece of snack. But I give them 8. So he's surprised, like, why you give me so much? Like they never have such kind of thing in Japan's culture. But Thai, we always did this. Like we always teach people like, okay, I put it 5 for 100 yen, but actually I give you an 8. I still got profit. But you will be my friend and I will be your friend because I give you out of the orders. And then, whoa, you're nice to me. I have to buy more. I have to back here soon. And that is a tactic.
So
Okay,
interesting.
all of this is friendly, right? As you told me, it's friendly. But the story behind friendly, the customer got they want, and also the owner got what they want as well. Like I want money, I want profit, and all of this is so, how to say, like it's so contemporary design in this human scale. Okay, speaking of design and architectures, what do you see about the design of architecture from the clip? So he just said that she noticed that the thing that the kid like is on front of the shop. What do you think? Like, what is the design in terms of architect?
Hmm. I saw that your shop like very different from another shop because another shop is just a very simple one, but this one is like made of wood and not big as the other shop, but has
Hmm.
air characteristic.
Mm. You mentioned 3 things
Yeah,
in
like
element.
unique one.
You mentioned 3 things on architecture's elements. The first thing is it's not big, so small. Small coarseness is the key, right? Once you feel like very big shop, you never relate it to owner because you cannot provide or you cannot relate it with the customer well. You have to have a small shop because just only one owner, right? The scale, the small, the size of the shop is important. Another thing is colors. You said like all the shop is so plain, but this is colorful. So you have to find the scheme, the color scheme of the culture. This is Thai. We cannot have this kind of scheme on the Thai design book at all. But this is real Thai. This is reality Thai. We always use bright pink, bright yellow, orange with blue. This kind of color. This is so real Thai. This is on the street. We have such kind of this shop. We put many colors on it, and we never thought this is called Thai. But this is Thai design by people. The color represent Thai, but not like the Lalisa MV. You remember Lalisa, right?
Yeah.
Gold, black, dramatic. That is Thai in authentic way. But this real Thai, is it reality Thai? We use like the contradiction of colors, red with yellow, orange with pink, which is like, I think Bauhaus will cry. But Le Corbusier would cry like, "Whoa, do you do the color like this? No, Tiggery, this is so sad." But this
Yeah.
is real, right? This is real. No one used orange with pink, or red with yellow, or blue with
I
green.
think that's China. Yeah, China
Yeah,
also use this kind of, but
yeah,
not
that's
so
true.
bright. Yeah,
Interesting.
I got an interesting point, just like
Mm,
you mentioned, Ajahn, like you wearing like
mm,
the embroidery, right? It's
mm,
local embroidery. So
mm,
in Japanese, like they always wearing the suit. It's like a black and white,
true.
and yeah, some colors not so bright. But you wearing this, it will get many focus on you. Yeah.
I dress up myself to relate it to the shop. So so
Yeah,
so
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 related.
I want people to just believe that I own the shop for real. But actually, this is my friend works. I'm just a player in this shop. And the last thing that you just mentioned is interesting about material. You mentioned wood, right?
Yeah.
Wood is interesting. Why do Asian people relate it to wood more than concrete? Right?
Mm.
This is in our genetic. We think like the traditional, the wood giving us the feeling of home, the feeling of something that relatable, not far from the human instinct. So that's why wood or plastic or like the blue pipe. This is so crazy. This is so not modern things at all. But we we create this kind of thing by understand the modernity strategies to use to understand this and making a new tactic for surviving in the daily life. Okay, you just mentioned things in terms of design very well. Scale, sizing, colors, and material. That could be your key as well. Thank you, Yo-Yo. I think I would like all of the students in the class, like try to use your eye to focus something which is the books or which is some school never thought this is a design. But this is a design as well. The design never have to be clean or never have to be like modern things only. But the street style, the real thing, the local thing, they have the story behind the design. So we have to understand it, right? By learn from them. It is contemporary design. Okay, thank you, Yo-Yo.
Mhm.
Okay, I will the link on WeChat. So if you want to see more, see this again, so you can back anytime. Okay, we will back to the lecture. Okay, I will share my screen. So any of you guys have questions, just raise your hands and just open your mind and ask me anytime. Okay. Um, I think most of you maybe okay. I have to share it again right now. It's just my PowerPoint. Okay, slideshow. We have a class for a year and a half already. Time flies so fast, and we have this is lecture number 7, and we have done two assignments already. The first one is make up yourself as a Thai. A second one is analyze the things that you use in everyday life to understand timeline and the difference of the body through the design. So right now, I want to test you guys. What is contemporary art? All of those things is a design and an art, right? Makeup is an art. The things that you use as a design, which is had art included. But all of this I just mentioned, all of the things that you use, even La Lisa MV, even the dress, the makeup as a Thai representations, or the things that you use, all of this is contemporary design slash art. So what is contemporary art? What is it? If everything is mean contemporary, how we define it? Mm, Pim,
Hello.
hello. This is pretty challenging questions. So according to the previous classes, what do you think? Like, what is contemporary art?
Um, to me, I think contemporary art is something that is like not just only function, but
Mm,
combining the social movement that is related to like the modern society,
mm,
trying to adapt it to people's, like adding the idealism into it, not just only function,
mm, mm, mm,
having more. so that like I think contemporary art asks question the design, like question people more and like not too straightforward. Yeah.
Um, um, Sometimes it could be straightforward, but sometimes it's not straightforward. That could be okay. But I really like you mentioned two things. The first thing is like, um, the human, the social movement could be the thing that we have to think about the art. And the second thing is sometimes it's not have to be the functional or modernism. Um, these two things is so related to the definitions on literatures. Okay. Um, the beginning of contemporary art start from the French Revolution. The French Revolution is the beginning of the modern era in terms of government, in terms of socials. French Revolution was changed everything by people. People is the center of the nation. People is the center of the stage. And back to 1789. 1789 is 18th centuries, right? They have the art, which is have the social movement by people called romantic art or romanticism. Those kind of art represent something, not just functional, but represent the feeling, represent human. A human, a people is the center of an idea back then. So once we're talking about contemporary, of course, we have to talk about a thing with a human, a thing with the social. And the thing with human and the thing with the social is that back then, 1789, after French revolutions. And those periods, they have different contemporary design. Contemporary design is a concept to to analyze the mixtures of ideas on those time, according to those time, according to the point of the time. So back to the French revolutions, the contemporary art is romantic art. But moving forward to like the industrial revolutions and also like in the modern way, the modern art still contemporary design, contemporary art as well. Bauhaus art, industrial art, which is we're talking about the previous class, like they try to find the thing, not just graphing thing, like from the cow, the abstract cow as like the graphic and then the graphic combination that is abstract of cow. Those kind of thing is contemporary art on 1919, right? In each of the time, they have the mixtures of idea, but the mixture of idea is start from something with human and culture and socialized. Contemporary is just art of today. And if we have to understand today means like art of 1919, you have to back backward like to those time and try to find what is the key that they design for. So right now we still design something which is mixed with the idea of functions, futuristic, human, contemporary context, everything we call art of today. Contemporary art is just something right now, which is mixture of many things. So it's easy. Contemporary art is just art of today. But if we study back then, you have to understand today on those day, what happened, right? Today, what happened on today? Why Coca-Cola have to present itself as same-sex marriage or inequality in gender? Because today, right now, we are moving forward to the genders equalities. So that's why Coca-Cola as represent the drink for teenager have to represent the same-sex marriage as a social movement. And the colors, the products, and the commercial print ad, everything have to change because of the social movement. So we understand the design by understanding the concept of contemporary. Okay, thank you, Pim. And Pim, do you think the relationship between contemporary concept that we talk and the previous class about the practice of everyday life, what is the relation between those kind of things, everyday life and contemporary?
I'm not sure, but maybe the relationship between contemporary art and everyday life, maybe it reflected everyday life. I think.
I think the reflecting or like once you like mirror yourself, once you want to understand yourself by looking back or try to analyze yourself, that is how to say, like that is a tool to understand yourself by analyze yourself. But you you did it, you use it as your everyday life. Like the contemporary design serve some idea from the government, serve some idea from the producer, and everyday life you have to use those contemporary design. The thing is you use it. Use or practice is the key that related to things, right? Once you live your life like this and you use those kind of product to use as your life, you practice this like toothbrush. Why you have to brush your tooth, right? You never thought about this because you have to be clean. Your teeth had to be white, brightened, not just yellowish or like dirty kind of thing. That is mean you have your own mind that brighten teeth mean beauty. Brighten teeth mean polite. Brighten teeth is the standard of our culture, of our society. So you have to brush your teeth. And that why you buy toothbrush to brush your teeth. That is your practice yourself. And these two things, your life and design was connected by practice. You use it. So that is the key, right? You use it. So maybe you use it to understand the idea that someone giving you, or sometimes you understand the idea and you find something or design something to belong to your life. And that's why you go to the supermarket or like the shop or local shop, even like the supermarket, big mall, all of the product, all of the design related to your life. I'm challenge you. If you don't have to buy anything, how can you survive in your life? Maybe Sherry, how can you survive in your life if you have no money or you don't have if you don't buy anything? Can you survive your life?
Um, I never think about this question. I think maybe no.
Yeah,
It's
right.
so difficult.
Yeah, it sounds difficult. Like thinking of like showering. You have to showering without having soap, having like the shower cream. We have no facial foam to make it. How can we, right? And those
Mm.
design make us like look brighter, no acne, keep clean, smell good. That is the standardity for this culture. So once we have this kind of thing, like we practice our body like this, like this, like this, we'll set up the narrations. Once you saw some people, like maybe you met some guy, you palm up in the cafe, like Sherry. Maybe this afternoon you go to the cafe and you saw a guy have really yellowish teeth, smells so bad, like he never showered for 10 days. What do you think about this guy, Sherry?
Um,
Disgusting, ugly.
yeah,
You don't want
yeah,
to be
I
closer
think,
to him, right?
yeah, I think so. And I'm gonna say he maybe don't want to like maybe a little like lazy guy or smoking like very heavy.
Okay. Lazy, smoking heavy, those such things. Do you think this is good or bad?
I think
Or,
it's not good. Like
oh,
when people see.
okay. I realized you didn't want to use the word bad by saying not good. That interesting because once you know what good mean, right? You binary things like good and bad. And today we try to find not just like the strong line to provide things for two things, but we don't want to judge anything by blurring things, right? We have no good, no bad, but in between, how do we call it? So this is so interesting. You just said not good, but the good still have the form of it, like the binary of concept of good still having it, but you said it's not in the center of good, but it's not good. So it's bad or not that bad.
Um, um, in my like viewpoint, I think it's like bad.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
You can see that in that way as well, because like the modernity lead us to see things like this, right? Good and bad, clean and dirty, beautiful and ugly, always did that. But on the line that we're crossing, the line that we're crossing is come up with the practice, right? We have to practice ourselves to being good. We have to maintain buying things to being good, being clean, being beauty. We never accept the thing that we are, right? We have smell for sure if we didn't clean up ourselves. But once those people never clean up themselves, we claim them that they are bad because they never clean themselves. But that is nature of the human. And if they are in jungle or in hippie bars or in the place that they are belong to, they have no judging. Once they have to be some place that connect with other people, this is the standardity. Like if you have to connect to others, you have not to be bad. You have to be clean. That set the narrative of the mutual places or common area. For you, Sherry, if you think you want to design something for today, which is mean contemporary design, what is the soul or what is the smell would be? How to
Well,
clean yourself, how to clean yourself as equalities of human, or have the smell that represent the human for equalities
okay.
without judging good or bad. This is bad smell, this is good smell. What is the perfume or what is the shower product that you want to create it?
I think at least
Mhm.
like at least um
You are
like
in the
not
middle of the
very
street.
like not very heavy the smell. Maybe
Mm,
like maybe like in Thailand, I think the
yeah.
weather is very hot, and I think it can be something like feel fresh, like the
Mm,
mint,
mm.
like mints, or the flower, but not too heavy like the perfume.
That interesting. That's so interesting that you mentioned the perfume that related to the weather, related not strong artificial things, right? I think even mint is pretty strong. It's not the real mint. It is pretty not nice. Like that's a mental mint, but real mint is pretty stinky, right? They conceptualize modernized mint as the modern mint, but I think the real mint is interesting. And also, have you have you seen the product which is like alcohol free and the oxygen fragrance, which is fresh but no perfume. those kind of thing. I think this is nice to represent equality of human, and this is today perspective, today aesthetic. Like we have no judging what is good, what is bad, but we have to develop the design. Thank you, Sherry, for mentions about the thing that you use it, and it's pretty hard to live without buying things because we are in the capitalism world right now. We have to buy, and of course, undeniably, our school you have to pay tutoring, tutor tuition fee for getting, and of course, design have to gain money because we survive by design things. The money is the system of the world right now. We cannot abandon it, but how to make the money value and elevate the society. This is our mission in 21st century. We not gain money from making something something that never equality, something that abuse people, something that providing two things. Again, we have to gain money by designing something which is elevate our social, right? We cannot live without money. That's the key. But how to make money worth it. That is the key. The thing that I show you on the picture is the art gallery, which is they just present nothing, but present the thing that you use in everyday life. And this is called practice of everyday life. The theory that I just mentioned from Henri Leflaire. But these artists just just put anything in your bedroom and put it on art gallery and call this is art. Human is an art. So why don't the electric plug, the bedroom is an art. This is an art of living in 20 centuries. But it will be different in 21st century because we use smart home, smart device, the Bluetooth, stereo, the MacBook, and everything will change. But this an art from people in 20th century, right? So all of it is design as well. Okay, so this is installation of nothing, but actually nothing means things because one will never analyze yourself, like reflection of yourself, like Pim just said. This is analyzing yourself by the thing that you use to understand tactic and strategy that you influence from. So back to bar. Once we never analyze this kind of thing, like okay, this is local, nothing happened. They just local people. But behind the story of the design of local shop, they have many strategy thing, tactic thing, which is contemporary design by human. And this is so valuable. We have to learn this kind of thing. Once we have the modernities, we making a knowledge by books. And those books is following the strategy of modernity, never represent the thing that you use in the everyday life. So this kind of thing will be erased in the school. We will be never learned, never educated in the school. You will learn only the textbook in the school. Once you have to force the truth after the school, you will decide only the modern thing to this world, right? You will creating new cafe, creating new modern things in your land, in your city, in your communities, by without knowing the local. You will be the one erasing the culture, erasing the people from the design. Because once you graduate from the modern architect school, you will be subjective and you will design something from yourself. And the tool that you have, only the modern tools with the geography things, you will design something by not knowing culture, not knowing social, not learning by people there. That's sad because you will be the one who destroy equality as well. That's why I have to mention this. Okay. Um, I will share another screen right now. Okay, you guys see my screen? No, I guess not.
Yes, we see you now.
Um, which one you see? Like the red
We
one
see
or
Mona
power?
Lisa.
Oh, that's great. The one, yes, that's the one. That's the one. I want you guys to see it. Okay, today we were talking about contemporary art, which is like, I don't want you to give a heavy lesson or heavy lectures, but you will be the one to design your history of art by your own self. Okay. So next, we'll share another one. Okay. So I guess you know all of this art. This art, the background of my slides is collaged by 5 masterpiece of art, which is happened after French Revolution, after Romantic art. Do you guys know which one? Of course, you know Mona Lisa for sure from Michelangelo, right? But do you guys know another things, another works?
The screaming one.
Yeah, you know, streaming one. Yeah, and it's very Dada. It's expressionism. Another one is, have you know the melting time, the
Yeah,
melting,
yeah, yeah.
yeah, the melting clock, right?
Yeah.
And these two guys, these older guys and their wife, is American Gothic. Is the painter from America. Those kind of things. It represents something in real life. The art for human, the art for people. But Mona Lisa is come up with the Renaissance era, right? But it's pretty early before the Romantic one. But Michelangelo always drafting human, always drafting the real beauty, right? As the same as the story in this contemporary art. Okay, I will not dig deep. You guys will dig deep for me later. So this is assignment 1. You try to understand Thai by creating on your faces, but all of your faces need the product to represent Thai, and you understand Thai as the common thing, as the dramatic, goldish, the smoky eye, the golden powder or something. That is a typical Thai. But when you dig deep about like the things that you use in everyday life, those kind of things represent aesthetic as the people. All of those things has modernity influences and related to theory of everyday life, right? Like the thing that we have talked about Coke. Coke is colonization as well. Like in the Cold War, most of the country, which is where have a trade with American, they will have Coke in their country. But most of Russia or Soviet Union, they have no Coke in it. So Coke represent American trading, and Coke have developed itself because one is come up with the health drinks. It changed from the health drink to the modern time to represent the drink for the middle class, and then they changing the package after Cold War to represent this is a new culture. This is a freedom drink for teenager. So they have to develop the the logo in 1960 after World War II, and this is Cold War. And once the Cold War strike to the world in the bigger scale, even Thailand and also China, we have the Coke Act to represent the new thing, teenager things, and not just that. After Cold War end, the Coke had to represent itself as the modern product, which is related to the local. So they have to have the new things work with the local things like the Chinese New Year. They have the new market thing, and also like the person in second, no, not second, like 21st century. They were talking about the equality, so co-represent itself as same-sex love. So all of these things, right? The government, the concept of idea, come up with standardity to the city, to the building architecture, furnitures, to the clothes, to the way that we use. All of those things that we use have the power in it. It come as a top down as a strategy. But people like us know this kind of strategy. So we know the tactic, and we know the tactic, we can create something new, which is related to the small people, the smaller communities, the something that is new, not just from top down, but it start from the human centric, start from the bottom up. And it's very nice that you guys already presented as the bigger picture from the thing that you use. From right now, I will provide you guys, 8 of you, for 3 groups. And these 3 groups will present the group works as a midterm evaluations. Okay, I will provide you guys by the topic that you just mentioned from your assignment number 2. The first group is Pim and Custom. Pim and Custom talking about the product related to the bodies, teeth, and lips. So you will have the topic of the design by body and art. Okay, your group is body and art. Okay, this is group number 1. Group number 2 is communication and art. Those kind of things that Estelle, Zoe, Koki, what represent is the thing that you use for communicate people. But in terms of technologies, you change everything like by headphone, phone, smartphone, and also like the mouse. This is for communications. So you will be the group called Communications and Art. This is group number 2. And then group number 3, Jesse just invented like uh, 30 minutes ago. This is called Social and Art. Sherry, Yo-Yo, and Jassy, you mentioned things about things for use as a social, like the mask, like the millers, and also like the haircut. Anything this you represent this thing for wearing, decoration themselves, wearing for surgery, for many things. It's social and art. Okay, this is group number 3, and this is the topic for midterm. I give you for almost 2 weeks to learn about this. This is midterm evaluation for 25%, 25%, which is big. I have no exam, right? You have to present this well. So 3 of you or 2 of you will use the topic as like the body and art, communication art, social and art to present art in everyday life. Use the topic of art and then provide for 3 things. The first one, making the timeline of art, right? The timeline of body art, timeline of communication art, timeline of social art, but start from French revolutions. Start from 1789, right? Back then till today, those topics of you was is the period of the changing, like the body and art, what it start for, how it changed, and what is today of body and art, communication art, and social art. You will customize or creating your own timeline about an art, which is all of this is contemporary art in your topic, right? And second thing is after that, you analyze those kind of period with the designs, right? The body and art in that period, what is this? What is that? What is that? And then try to summarize with identities, style, color, typography, shape, and analyze it as like, okay, why it changed? Why have to use this color? Why have to use this shape and form? What is the influential in it? And the last thing is if you have to continue this to today, to the future, to tomorrow, what next? Try to sketching, try to design, creating a new design, following the topic of design. And then is this is the art in everyday life in terms of tomorrow art. We don't need today for today, but we learn today for creating tomorrow. So we have 3 things to do at 25%. You will present this in Monday, 27 December, which is mean before New Year holiday, right? So these three groups have to present this. I will give you as a group score. So please, teamwork. And you have like almost 2 weeks to do it. Okay? Any questions?
Sorry, Asht.Prof. I don't understand the
Mhm.
what we need to analyze, like the art
Mm,
of body
mm,
of an artwork or
yeah.
the product that we choose last time.
No, it's the product that you used the last time set you the topic. So you're just talking about the art, right? Especially like the timeline of body art, right? What is that from? Like why? What is the first that you use an art to the body? And then once you understand the timeline, you will see like the painting on the body was developed to tattoo, was developed to the visualizing, avatar things, anything. And those is an art form. Those is an art design. So you will analyze from that, not just back to toothbrush, not back to the lips, not back to the things. Those things lead you to study more about the theories, about the timeline.
Okay, I see. But
Mhm.
it could be anything, right? I mean, like
Yeah,
art of body is like what I can think of is like a lot.
for sure. But I don't want you to make it like how to say like to Google it as much as you can discover. But you have to set the topic of art. But I provide you just body and art, right? Maybe you can talk with your classmate, like you work with Estelle, or you work with Castel, right? Okay, what is the common line, the thing that you want, you interested? I think I don't want you to give me much data, but I want a very strong point of view, like the body art. What is body and art? It can be anything. It can be like tattoo. It can be like painting body. It can be like, I don't know, avatar art. It can be anything. But once art related to body, it start from modern era for sure. And what is the design? Maybe like through the period of the time, like the graphic on the body was changed by the ink. That ink could be like the summary of the shape and form, or maybe like it start from the body which can move able. Once it can be like the strong tattoo which is you cannot remove able. And then once you going online as avatar and you can creating your own avatar, any kind of thing, but you have another avatar in the digital life. So it could be like it could bring you to the topic number 3, that it is the tomorrow art. Like you don't have to uh, to 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 adapt your art in your physical body, but you have another body in terms of virtual things. It could be in that way, but it could be anything. Just set up the narrative of body and art first, and then dig deep to the timeline, and then try to analyze the period of the time, and then those period of time, the design was changed or not. If it changed, you summarize the identity through the changes of the design. And then what if we had to design this thing to the future, what it would be? I think the tomorrow class on the Monday, I will flip class. That means I have no class for you to brainstorming as a group. And then back to next Thursday, I will talk to you like brainstorming to each topic, what you have done, what you have studied on, and I will guide you to following to my assignment number 3. And then next Monday, you will be evaluated by presenting. Okay? So next Monday, no class. You have to brainstorming with your team. And then next Thursday, you will sketch something and talk to me like what are you researching for, what is your processing, what is good or bad, and I will focus you on the topic that I provided. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Also,
Mhm.
we just do this in like a PowerPoint like presentation, right?
I think it could be online still, but it could be great that if your groups, some of your members in Chiang Mai, we can go on site now. We can back to school now. So, Pim, you are in Chiang Mai, right?
Yes.
Okay. Any members in Chiang Mai? That could be great that you can present me in a person. That could be great. But not. But it could be great. I know all the members it's still in China, but yeah, we can do like a hybrid things, like we go online while we talking on the classroom, so we have some member on site and another member online. That could be well as well. So let's talk about it later, but
Sorry, Ajahn
mhm,
Pua. I think, sorry, I said it wrong. I was gonna ask
mhm.
the format of
Ah,
the work.
mm.
So like PowerPoint presentation, right? Or like
Right,
essay or
right. It's online mainly, so it could be PowerPoint, it could be like PDF file, and I want you to send the PDF file to the email, right, on that time, so I can read it
okay.
clearly later. But if you want to make it more creative, like you design as a tangible things, or they have no boundary, no ceiling to do that. So if you want to design something on your body or like invent for a real thing, it could be great. I will give you more score for sure. Yeah, just come on site if you have time, if you can do it. But if you are all in China in your groups, that's fine. That you just present it online. Mhm. We will talk this later, maybe later in next Thursday. But next Monday no class. You have a group work to do, and then Thursday you come up with the thing that you're sketching, and I will have some small lecture to lead you to understand what is the story behind the art in everyday life. And that is for the midterm. And after midterm, we'll jump into architecture topic. Okay.
Okay.
Any questions? I guess not. But if you have any questions, feel free to ask me on WeChat, online, or any social media. Okay, that's it for today. Thank you very much for being a good student, and see you guys next Thursday. Bye bye.
Okay. Thank you then. Bye.
Have a good day.
Have a good day for you too.
Bye.
Bye
Bye.
bye. Bye bye. Bye bye, Castel, Estelle, Kiko, Yo Yo. Bye bye. Jesse. Bye bye.